Hey guys, I'm Prophecy.
And I'm Ariel. Welcome back to the Lightroom podcast. So for today's main topic, we are talking about people pleasing and how it affects your life.
So and then the main verse that relates to our theme today is going to be Galatians 1:10. Also, I have the CSB, so if you're reading in a different version, sorry.
It's alright.
But Galatians 1:10 says, "For am I now trying to persuade people or God? Or am I striving to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ." Crazy words, Paul.
Period.
So
Paul ate with them.
Anyways, let's get into our topic. So this verse is mainly about how Paul is talking obviously to the Galatians, and he's just describing how the Galatians have been falling away from the true gospel, and they've been going on to more of like a works-based doctrine, and they've been falling away. So Paul is saying, look guys, like, you guys have to go back to the true gospel. You guys have to realize that like you can't try and serve other people, but you are only serving God, and that is like your only priority in life. That is the only thing that is important. That's the only person that you have to please. And so
Yeah, exactly. Because why please other people?
There's
There's
point.
literally no
There's
point,
no
guys.
point.
Every single time we, like, even with like our last podcast or our last episode, we literally always kept saying it's hard. But like all of our topics are literally just hard. Yeah. It's hard to overcome.
So just before we get into it, we're just going to define kind of what people pleasing is, just so we kind of set the tone. So the first big thing is knowing the difference between just kindness versus people pleasing. Yep. And I feel like a good example of this would be, kindness is if someone asks you to like help them run an errand, and like you have some time in your day, you know, you're like, okay, sure, like I'll come help you. You go out, you help the person. Versus people pleasing is like you have a crammed schedule, you have no time in your day, and the person's like, hey, can you come help me with this? And you're like, I literally don't have time, but you say yes anyways because you're scared they're gonna like be mad at you or feel like upset or whatever, so you say yes anyways. So now you're like completely sacrificing all the stuff you were supposed to do that day just to please the other person.
And that also flows with servanthood and self-abandonment, because as you said, like you abandon like yourself, schedule or like yourself. I
feel like servanthood and kindness are like related. Servanthood I think also goes with selflessness. I think it's like servanthood would be being selfless and putting others' needs before your own, but then there's a line between putting someone's needs before your own and then self-abandonment, where now all of a sudden you're like completely losing yourself and you're completely disregarding your own personal needs for that other person,
like draining yourself
that's
for
a
like
good
other
word.
people.
That's a really good word.
That also flows with, I guess, like fear, because you're like scared to lose that person, or you're scared that like they'll think of a different like way of you, like a different version of you. And I feel like it's scary to feel that way, because when you feel like you have to do something for someone even though like you really don't need to, I don't know, like it's just draining, guys. Like,
it is.
I don't know, like I don't know why I can't like think of any other way to explain it, because it's like the more you do something for someone but then you're not doing anything for yourself, it's like you're draining yourself for another person, but then you don't have time, or you don't put effort into yourself, but you're putting effort into everybody else. And like the fear of like, oh my gosh, I have to do this or else this person's gonna think of me this way. But then like, guys, you just need to realize that like that person's they probably don't care. Like they probably really don't care if you come or not. Like they're probably just asking for someone to like accompany them. But honestly, like, if Prophecy asked me to come with them and I say no,
I'm not like heartbroken.
Like, what are you gonna do?
I'm not like drawing X's over your eyes.
Oh,
like, I hate Ariel. How could she do this?
Like throwing darts at my face. Honestly, it's scary to feel that way, and I think that also comes with like, I don't know, like anxiety as well. Like,
there definitely is an anxiety aspect to it, of being scared of disappointment or letting other people down, or feeling like someone is like upset with you. I think definitely has a part of anxiety. But I also think like as Christians specifically, I think we're so prone to it because like we are taught to be humble and selfless and to help others and to, you know, help the needy and to give to the poor and to do all these beautiful acts. But sometimes I find that you can lose yourself in it too, which is like where the self-abandonment comes in, because then it's so scary because you're doing everything for everyone else and now there's like nothing left.
And like it is difficult to disagree or like intervene in like situations where you have to be your own person. Like when you're people pleasing, even with like a certain group or like your friends or like in church, like honestly, like even that's really hard. Or like in your family, like you always want to people please everybody. And I feel like a very specific situation that I see from everybody is that, especially for people that have like separated families or something like that. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen like even like a friend where they're like, oh my gosh, like my dad's side is this way and then my mom's side is this way, and then you're like, oh, like my cousin here, like I'm closer to them, but like if I'm at my mom's side I have to
like do this
I have to like act this way, but if I'm with these certain people I have to act this way, be this way, talk this way,
like you change
and like I think I find it very not disappointing but like very sad when people are like that, because it's like, oh, like you need to be a different person or like a different version of yourself to be with these people, like why be with them? But then it's like also
it's hard.
It's just hard to be with certain people, because even with friends, like you'll be like, oh my gosh, like these people are more social but then these friends are more introverted, so then that's like also a difference, because that doesn't necessarily mean that you're people pleasing, but like
I know what you mean.
like flowing with the person or like the people, you're not necessarily being like, oh, I have to be this way, but you're just more like likely like naturally
able to just be yourself. I know what you mean. I feel like a people pleaser's like worst nightmare is like your birthday party, because that is when you have like, I'm sure you've seen these jokes where it's like you have friends from like different friend groups there, you have like your like one like childhood best friend, but then you have like your school friends, you have your work friends, you have whatever, and then it's like, I'm sure you've also seen these where it's like someone's like, oh, when you make a joke with like group A but like you forget it's like a group B joke, like you make the wrong joke like from like your other friends like with the wrong people, and they don't get it because they have like different humor and stuff. I feel like a people pleaser is, at least like for me, not so much anymore, but definitely when I was younger, like I was so scared of my birthdays, because I was like because like at my birthday parties I would be like for example, you were at my birthday parties, but like there were people there that like you didn't know because they were from like my work or whatever, and like I would always be so scared. I'm like, how am I gonna get these people to like all have fun? Because like they don't know each other. It's really hard.
And especially with gift giving.
Oh my gosh, gift giving too.
It makes my heart literally
scary.
Like
scary.
It makes my heart beat so fast every single time. Oh my gosh. That's why every single time I go to your party, I'm like, can you open it like when you get home? Like, or like, can you open it when like you're alone?
Okay, I recently learned that's a white people thing.
Gift like
no, it's to open it in front of people. I recently learned this. I apologize.
No, like genuinely, it makes me so anxious. Like every single time, you're like, okay, time to open gifts, and I'm like, please don't. You're like, please just bring it home. Like,
that's so funny, because like I was literally just like we're so off topic right now.
No, it's okay.
Like I was literally just like raised up like that's just normal. Like if someone gives you a gift, you like open it in front of them. I think also because a big part of gift giving is like seeing the person's like reaction and then like thanking you, giving you a hug, and like sharing that moment. So I feel like that's also like a big part of like why, at least in like why I was raised like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I grew up that way too. But like the more I grew up and like the more you make friends and whatever, like even just family, you like know them but like you don't really know them.
Yeah, I know
you know
what
I mean? And like you're giving them a gift and you're like, what if they don't like it? And you're here looking at the reaction and they have to fake a smile.
And you're there, like, or they're just kind of like, oh, this is nice. And you're like, oh, you hate it.
Just tell me you hate me. Like, oh my gosh, I know. Like it's the worst feeling. So I'm just like, okay, I give you a gift and I leave.
You're like, get me out of here.
No, I know.
That's so funny.
Okay, second topic before we get any more distracted, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Is the cost of people pleasing, which can lead to so many things.
Draining.
And like as much, like we've said so many times, is that it's draining, it's tiring, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But it's so much more exhausting emotionally than like physically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it really depends on your situation, but I feel like it is more emotional exhaustion than anything else. And it can lead to performative relationships and friendships.
Yeah.
And I feel like when that happens,
you're tired.
Like you have to realize that like, oh, I really don't need to do this. And like as we said, like even in the first topic, like when somebody asks you to do something, you literally don't need to do it. You have no obligation to, unless they like have told you like
whatever. There's
long
like
before. Like you have no obligation to be like, oh my gosh, I need to do this for this person because they asked me, and like I have to be a good friend, I have to be a good daughter, I have to be a good son, I have to be a good person in general. Like you do not need to overthink everything all the time. You do not need to people please all the time.
And like balancing that out, like obviously at the same time, as Christians, like we are still called to help people, and like we are still called to, you know, go out of our way to help others, but there's still the line between where you're like being like, you're trying to be nice, you're trying to be kind, you're trying to be selfless, versus then crossing the line and then it gets too far to the point where, like you said, it consumes you and it's now emotionally draining, because now maybe when you're around these certain people, rather than enjoying being around them, maybe you feel like exhausted and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm just doing like so much for this person, I feel like there's nothing in return, and it starts to feel so draining because you're just constantly trying to please that person and like there's like nothing coming out of it.
You'll just end up hating that person.
It's
honestly.
true.
Like you'll end up like,
unintentionally you'll resent them.
Yeah, like you'll end up not wanting to hang out with them anymore, and then like they're just gonna wonder like, why did we stop? And they'll never know, because you're draining yourself for something that like they don't even know force you to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard to be in that situation because you never want to be in between like yourself and then the person.
I think also like spiritually more so, I think that it's also not great for people pleasing, because I don't think that it also comes with your heart posture. Like you should be doing something for someone else, you should be like doing an act or helping someone else from the right mindset and from the right place in your heart. If you're helping someone out of like a place of like kindness, out of a place of like genuine empathy, out of a place of genuine like connection, like, oh, like I love this person so much, I genuinely want to help them, then that's not necessarily people pleasing, because you're just being kind, you're being selfless. But when it comes down to in your heart you're fearful or you're scared, and then that's when your fear starts to replace your faith or even hate. And like when you're doing something for someone out of a place of, oh, like I'm scared of rejection, I'm scared of disappointing this person, I'm scared this person is gonna be upset with me, I'm scared of this and that and whatever, then all of a sudden you're not doing it anymore for actually the right reasons. You're doing it now out of fear, and that's not good anymore.
From my experience, when people pleasing took over was at my church, and like this is like a while ago, I would say. But I guess I don't want to say like I had hatred. It's more of like I was just so like disappointed, I guess, or like sad, and like the fear too. Like all the factors that lead to like people pleasing was like where I was at. And so like at the church, you know, when you're like, oh yeah, you need to like do this, you have to do like ministry, you have to be doing acts of service for like the church, which obviously that like you'll like do it. Like at least for me, I really liked being in the church. I liked being someone that another person could look up to. And especially since we had so many like, I guess, young people going into like youth group, I wanted to be like a source of like, oh my gosh, I want to be this. Like I want to be the way that she is. I want to be so on fire the way that she is. But I would say like around like maybe a couple years ago, I was so on fire. Like this was like, I guess maybe like during COVID times, but also around
like a little bit
2020 or 2022. I was so on fire to the point that I was part of the music ministry during that time. So I was playing the piano for our music ministry, and after like that whole thing, we were doing like the preaching and whatever. And, like, I just remember this very specific time where one of, like, my youth leaders told me, oh, hey, like, this person, like, they're so inspired by you. Because, like, you're so on fire and they want to be just like you. And, like, they were older than me. So I was just like, oh, my gosh, like, that feels like, good. Yeah. So then it almost just started feeling, like, forceful to me. Like, during the end. Like, I started, like...
it was more performative than genuine.
Yeah, and I hated that because it's, like, I devoted my time to that church. Like, I genuinely devoted everything. Like, my life was at the church. Everybody will be like, oh, like, people-pleasing, like, it won't cause anything. Like, it's just causing you. But, like, it literally doesn't. Like, it affects everything around you. Yeah. Because the moment that I realized that, oh my gosh, my people-pleasing, like, I'm doing it, but nobody notices it. But, like, you notice it. Yeah. But then the moment that you stop and you figure that, oh my gosh, you don't need to do it. You don't need to people-please. You don't need to, like, be surrounded by people that allow you to people-please. Yeah. That's when you're like, oh my gosh, honestly, like, I don't need to do it anymore. And then that's when everybody was like, oh, like, why is she not in church anymore? Why is she this? But I don't want to be with people that, like, allow me to literally ruin myself. Yeah. And, like, everybody's, oh, like, you just gotta pray about it. You just gotta read your Bible. You just gotta devote more time. But I literally devoted my whole entire time with you guys, and still, I feel like I'm the only one putting effort into this relationship. It's almost as if, like, I was like, oh, prophecy, do this for me, prophecy, do this for me, prophecy, do this for me, and you do everything for me, but then I don't do anything for you in return. Yeah. And it's so exhausting to the point that it wasn't even just emotional anymore. Like, it was physical to the point where I was so drained that I didn't want to get out of bed to go to church. I didn't want to go play the piano for the church
just because there was just too much expectation. Doing stuff, and especially, like, serving the church, I find, like, is a huge one when it comes to this, because you should be in ministry and you should be, like, a part of these things, because it, like, in general, we should be, like, a part of the church, or, like, participating in, like, ministries and, like, doing these things because it comes from a place in our hearts of, oh, like, we want to because we genuinely love God and we genuinely want to serve him. But then as soon as we have a switch for whatever reason, like what happened to you, where then all of a sudden it's not anymore for serving God, but now all of a sudden it's like I have to because so-and-so said so. Or I have to because so-and-so expects me to. Or I have to because then all of a sudden you're not, like, we're not doing it for a good reason anymore. Now we're just doing it just to people please.
With you saying that, it's almost as if, like, let's say, like, your love for, like, taekwondo. Yeah. Imagine if I was like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And you're like, okay, like, let's do this. Like, I guess I'll do it. But then it, like, it drains the love. It takes your passion away. Yeah, it takes your passion away. Let's say I told you, oh, I'm hosting, like, this, like, performance. You should do something in the performance. You're like, oh, like, I want to show off, like, my taekwondo. And then I'm like, nah, like, do this. You're just stuck there being like, okay, I guess. Yeah. But then it just makes you feel like, oh, like, my passion isn't good enough. It can happen anywhere, honestly. Like, it can happen in your friendships. It can happen at church. And I feel like it's so disappointing and it's so exhausting. It's so tiring. It's so sad. But you just have to realize that you have nobody to please but God and yourself. Don't take it the wrong way. But, like, obviously you don't want to do something that doesn't please you. Yeah. Like, that doesn't make you feel happy. Like, you can't be like, oh, like, I'm doing this because prophecy's happy, but I'm not happy. Yeah. Like, it's your life. Like,
you have to take care of yourself. Yeah. And a big thing, too, is, like, leaning on God, because God will also take care of you. Yeah. So, like, don't worry about pleasing other people. You literally just have to please God. Yeah. But another verse kind of just, like, relating to this, 1 Thessalonians 2:4, and that says, instead, just as we have been approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel, so we speak not to please people, but rather God, who examines our hearts. So, yeah, basically, this verse is just, again, talking about how God entrusts us with his word and with the gospel, and we are just meant and designed to please him and to live for him, and we don't have to please anyone else, because at the end of the day, God is the only one who judges our hearts. He's the only one that we're going to have to stand before on Judgment Day. He's the only one that is going to examine us. He's the only one. It's true. It's true. He's the only one that is gonna judge us. At the end of the day, he's the only one that's it matters. He's the only one that matters. Like, no, if you please somebody, if you don't please somebody, at the end of the day, it's gonna matter.
Really not a big deal. You're gonna sleep and wake up and it's a new day, guys. Like, get over it.
The brutality of that statement is so funny.
They will wake up the next day and not remember
Yeah.
that they asked you to do what they asked of you.
That's
You
so
do
true.
not need to do it.
Oh my gosh, period. A huge thing for Christians to just remember is, like, look at Jesus as your example, because Jesus was not a people pleaser. Like, he was not running around doing errands for everyone, doing this and that. Like, I could tell you, like, I think we have them listed, the number of times that, like, Jesus, like, upset the religious leaders because he would, like, go against their rules to, like, do what's best for that person. So yeah, we have 3 times when he performed miracles on the Sabbath, which was, like, forbidden, and it's Matthew 12, 9-14, John 5, 1-18, and John 9, 1-34. He would do what was best for people, even if that person disagreed with him, or even if they didn't like it, or even if they were upset with him, or even if they didn't agree with his decision. He wouldn't do something just to make the other person happy. He would do something based on what he knew they needed, and he's Lord and Savior, so if he's not pleasing people, I think he knows.
I think he knows best.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. And honestly, guys, if you read the Bible, like, Jesus is so funny in the Bible. Like, he was, like, roasting someone. Oh my gosh. What? Now I need to... Okay, see, cut. Hold on. Okay. Jesus being funny in the Bible. John 4, 16-19.
John?
Yeah. But basically, I'm just gonna read the comments. But basically, I'm, like, on Christian TikTok right now, and I found this, like, so funny.
John
that,
4.
like, people think that Jesus is not funny in the Bible, but, like, he is actually a comedian. Go call your husband. I have no husband. You're right, you have 5. Like, get clocked. Like,
the honesty.
Oh my gosh.
He's so funny.
Get out of my way. I am the way. Bro. You actually cannot.
He's so unserious. I love it.
And then someone's like, not to brag, but that's my dad. Like, bro.
Honestly, at the end of the day, like, genuinely, being obedient to God might mean that, like, you're uncomfortable. Not even uncomfortable in the sense of, like, putting yourself in... Never put yourself in, like, a dangerous situation. But, like, if it comes down to, like, a people-pleasing situation, at the end of the day, don't look for the approval of the other person. Turn to God and look at what he desires from you in that situation and how he wants you to handle that situation. And obedience to God might mean that you don't get the approval of, like, those other people, but that's okay, because you don't need their approval. You don't need anyone's approval except for God's. Why seek approval from a world who killed a perfect man? Like,
I really like that.
Why seek approval from a world who literally, Jesus lived a perfect life, never sinned, was the perfect human, and yet they still found something wrong with him that they didn't like, and they killed him. So you're never gonna please everybody. It's impossible.
And another phrase, I guess, is that why would you let a blind man dictate what the world is perceived to be? Guys, the man is blind. Like, why are you...
We're all blind.
Yeah. So, like, why...
We're like chickens, like, running around like this.
Blind, like, literally. Like, don't be blinded by other blind people.
Yeah. There you go. That was good. Boundaries, like, setting boundaries is not something that's, like, forbidden. Like, setting boundaries is good. Setting boundaries is, like, healthy for you. It's better for your mental health. It's safer for you. It's like biblical. Like, there are so many times in the Bible where they tell you, like, to set boundaries. Like, 2 of the ones here that we have are Proverbs 29:25, when Solomon tells us not to focus on or fear man, but to only trust in God. And then Luke 5:15-16, where Jesus often, like, rested, withdrew, like, went off by himself to pray, and, like, he would just, like, be like, sorry guys, like, I'm heading out now, like, I'm not gonna, like, do anything, like, I'm just gonna go pray. And I think it's just important to remember that, like, boundaries is not a bad thing.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of that topic, I swear, if you do not know this story, when God was fasting, but he was like, I think in the desert, and he was like getting tempted by the devil.
By the devil,
like,
the 40-day fast.
40-day
Yeah.
fast.
I do know this, right?
Guys, that is literally how we should be. Like, that is like
the mindset
that we should have.
Yes.
Is that even if the devil, even if your friends, even if your family is tempting you to do something that you do not want, or that is ungodlike, why do it? Because every day is a temptation. I can't. Your phone is a temptation.
Yeah.
Like, everything that you have is a temptation. You just have to realize that if God can do 40 days without even considering what, like, the devil has in store for him, like, he was literally promised, like, everything. Like, food. He was promised water.
He really went, nah.
He was like,
nah.
Being king for these people? Nah, bro. I am the king.
Amen.
He said, food?
Nah. I'm the better life, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's like, water?
Nah.
He literally said no to everything. So if he can say no to everything, you can say no. Because literally anything in this life is not a need. It's only a want. Like, this life is so materialistic and, like, not eternal, to the point that, like, anything that you want, anything that you say that you need is actually just really the only thing you need in this life is God.
Facts. No, facts.
Guys.
It's true. When you have, like, a relationship with someone and when you love them, again, whether that be family, like, close friends, like, a relationship, like, whatever the situation may be, like, if you really loved that person, then at times, if they do something or they ask you to do something, or, like, if they need something or whatever the situation might be, sometimes, like, if you really, really love them, you actually wouldn't do it for them, or you wouldn't let them get away with it. Because there are times when people in our lives, like, I know this probably goes for everybody, when people that, like, are close to us do something that, like, maybe we know isn't good for them, or, like, we don't like when they do it because maybe it's, like, unhealthy, maybe it's not a good habit, maybe, like, they're building bad habits, whatever it might be.
Addiction, obsession,
like, literally whatever it might be. Another form of people pleasing isn't just doing acts for other people, but it's also staying silent when someone else does something just to please them, because we don't want to say, oh, maybe we don't want to, like, make them feel bad for doing it, maybe we don't want to upset them, because, like, if they want to do it, then they can do it, and, like, we don't want to, like, intervene, we don't want to disrupt them or say anything, like, we don't want them to get mad at us for, like, saying something, but, like, if you really care about those people, you would step in and you would say something. Like, it's not, people pleasing can, like, take so many different angles, but, like, a huge one is, like, if you really, really love these people, you will step in and you will help them, and you will say, like, hey, what you're doing isn't maybe great, or at the same time setting boundaries and saying, hey, when you say this, it makes me uncomfortable. For example, I think at some point we were talking about when people make jokes that make us uncomfortable, how people will be like, oh man, like, I'm gonna burn in hell, like, as a joke, but that is, like, very uncomfortable, like, to hear as Christians, because we're like, not a joke to us, like, it's true. So, like, even, like, in situations like that, just, like, saying, like, hey, like, actually, I don't really feel comfortable when you joke around like that, or whatever, it's, like, setting these boundaries is just, like, it's so important.
When you love someone, you'll tell them, you know what I mean? But also, like, boundary for yourself, because you're setting boundaries for them, but for yourself, you could literally set the boundary that just don't talk at all, because you're saying, like, you should talk to them, but I'm saying, like, sometimes in, like, certain situations, you should just not talk at all.
Oh, like cut off the person, you mean?
No, not, like, necessarily cut off, but, like, let's say, for example, like, someone's making a rumor, or, like, someone's, like, talking about another person, someone's, like, you know, whatever.
That's an example.
Better to not people please and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, this, like, this person's this. In the end, like, that will just ruin you. Like, that will go to you. I genuinely believe that whatever you put out into the world will always, like, almost be brought back to you. Like, whatever hate you bring to someone will also
find its way back.
Yeah, it will find its way back. Because if you're going to talk about somebody just because you're people pleasing, in the end, you will be involved in that drama. And you it's also exhausting either way.
Yeah, you're so right.
Even if, like, you're like, oh, like, I'm gonna tell this person off, it's also sometimes better in a situation where you just don't talk at all.
See, people pleasing can be so many different forms.
It's so, like, it's so different.
People pleasing can look like so many different ways.
Yeah.
So I guess sometimes it might even be hard to realize, like, if you're doing it or not.
I know, yeah.
Whenever it comes to your relationships, the best thing to think about is, am I doing this out of a genuine place of love and care, or am I doing this from a place of fear and judgment and rejection and all these other things? I think that's, like, the most important thing to look out or evaluate when it, like, in any situation.
Yeah.
Just think about, like, your motive behind like why you're doing it.
Exactly. So the next topic is healing and freedom from people pleasing, which, again,
important.
Very, 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 very hard.
Yeah.
But the main one that you could really, really start practicing is prayer, or through prayer.
Yeah.
And I always say this, I even said this in the last episode, is that you do not even need to, like, verbally pray. You don't need to, like, have such a professional prayer.
I know what you mean.
You just need to talk to God.
Yeah.
It could just be, like, you're talking to someone in the room, or it could be, like, talking to a friend. Especially when you've realized and, like, are aware that you need to heal from people pleasing, or that you need to, like, set yourself free from that feeling. It feels good to just let it all out and be like, oh my gosh,
it's like not my burden anymore.
Like, it removes the burden from you, but also, like, it's almost like a start, like a step to like being free. Yeah, but it feels good to get rid of like the exhaustion and the drain. Yeah, the draining. Yeah. But yeah, wow, my guys, yeah. Sorry, guys. It's okay. I just woke up. It's broad daylight. Guys. I should still be in bed right now. So my brain is, like, not processing.
You're so funny. Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, like, through prayer. And a verse that you can really correlate with that is James 1 verse 5. And it's just a verse to ask God for wisdom when you're in doubt.
And then we also have, I'm going to read them off, otherwise I'm going to mess it up. But we have 3, like, practical acts that you can apply to your life. Again, just to help kind of slowly move away from people pleasing and start, like, kind of, like, realizing in your life. And then how you can, like, start healing from it. So these are, like, 3 small little practical acts that are, like, low risk that you can start with. So the first one is small acts of courage in low risk situations. So, for example, that might be, like, offering to pray with someone that, like, you're comfortable with, or offering just that you get more comfortable praying. Yeah. It could be, like, really anything small. And then the second one is having honest conversations with people you're close to. So, again, this is something like telling a close friend if they say something that makes you uncomfortable, just setting that boundary, saying, hey, I don't really feel comfortable when you tell this joke, or at the same time being like, oh, like, hey, I noticed that, like, you ask for this a lot, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't always feel comfortable, or, like, sometimes it's, like, tiring for me, or just, like, setting these, like, small boundaries, having honest conversations with people. And then the last thing, number 3, is just being okay with temporary discomfort. This one is definitely the hardest. A big one, This is, like, definitely the hardest, is, like, being okay with that small feeling of this person might be disappointed, or they might be whatever, but, like, it's okay. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna live, breathe, wake up another day, like, I'm still gonna be alive, like, it's like, it's okay. And it's okay if people don't always agree with you, like, at the end of the day, like,
not everybody's going to agree with you, especially if you're, like, social media addict. I'm so sorry. I love the social media, but as we always say, like, it is one of the most scariest place to be on. Yeah. So, it's, like, if you're posting, if you're anything, not everybody is going to like your post, and that is okay. That's okay. Like, you don't need to take everything to heart.
Yeah, you don't need to hit a certain number of comments. You don't need to hit a certain number of likes or whatever. Like it's
good to have expectations, but never to, like, please other people. Like, you shouldn't have to, like,
need
endure
that
or
reward.
Force yourself to enjoy something that you don't actually enjoy just because other people do.
Yeah, it's okay if people reject you, because guys, guys, hear me out.
Say a prophecy.
Jesus already took the ultimate rejection. Why do we need people's approval? Like, why do we need people's approval? We have our Lord, who already has taken the rejection for us.
Yeah.
Nobody can say anything. People say something. Okay, like, it's not nobody can say anything. We already have the ultimate approval, and he has already conquered the ultimate rejection. So we're good. We're chilling. We're vibing, guys.
The people pleasing is also so crazy because, like, people actually take it so deeply to the point where, like, someone, I don't want to say irrelevant, but, like, something that someone says that is so irrelevant to your life,
like, small.
Yeah. It gets so big when you actually take it to heart.
It's true.
Like, if someone said, like, it could be like your mom. Like, your mom could literally be like, oh my gosh, you're getting so fat. like
is this a personal story or is it
no, like especially because you know how, like, in Asian culture, like, when you see, like, a tita or something, they're like, oh my gosh, you're getting this weight, oh my gosh, you're getting, and I'm just like, do I know you?
And you're like yeah, we're not even that close. Like, don't.
No, I'm just like, I love God, but, like, do you? Because I'm about to say the most crash out sentence ever. like
I'm trying so. You're lucky I'm Christian right now. Like, you're so lucky.
With God. I would have flamed you so hard,
but I won't. I won't.
God's holding me back.
Oh my god.
No, it's so annoying because, like,
that's
you
so
could
funny.
take it to heart, but honestly, it's so much easier to just be like, bro, I do not care.
Be like, okay, great.
Like, the only, like, reassurance that I need is that God is okay with it. If God isn't okay with it, okay, like, you can say anything to me. Like, you'd be like, oh, like, your act is convicting me, or, like, your act is not okay, it's disappointing me. But if you're like, oh, I don't like it because you're doing this and not my way, okay.
It's not your way or the highway, it's God's way or no way. So
no, exactly. Like, if you don't like what I do, sorry. Like, sorry. Like, sorry, not sorry. Like,
yeah.
If you don't like that I'm Christian, okay. But, like, you don't see me judging you that you're not in a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, I could easily be like, oh, you don't like eternal life? Boring. But you don't see me being like that. If you don't want that, serious. If you don't want that relationship with God, okay. Wake up the next day. I hope you find him.
I will never flame people for not being Christian because I was there.
Yeah,
like,
I
was literally that person. So, like, I could never, like, do that.
When you used to tell me, I was just like, all right. Okay, going to church next Sunday.
Loki would have been funny if you said that, though. Like,
no, I did. That's the thing. Is that, like, you would tell me. I think I asked you. I was like, "Oh, do you believe in anything?" And then you're like, "No, I'm atheist." And I swear to you, I was like, "Okay," and I just started walking to class because I was like, "Ain't no way."
You're like, "Oh."
No, like, I wasn't like, "Oh," like, I wasn't judging you, but I was just like, "All right, okay, take it easy." Like,
did you read my sign? Is that? Let's wrap this up. So, just as, like, a closing reminder, our identity in Christ always anchors us. It is always what we can fall back to. It is always what we have, no matter what. Even if, like, the approval from, like, other people, from, like, external whatever, even if you feel shaky with your relationships, you will never not have God, and you will never not have him there to anchor you and to kind of, like, pull you back and to ground you and to, like, remind you of what's important. Don't let other people define your worth.
Define your worth, yeah.
Only God can define your worth.
Yes.
But yeah, and then again, we just have a couple of verses here to help you guys. So the first one is Romans 8:1, which is, there's no condemnation for those in Christ Jesus. This one for me is a big one because, especially if you feel badly about doing something or not doing something, you could just fall back to this verse and just remember that there's no condemnation for us that are in Christ Jesus, and that no matter what, we can always fall back to him, ask him for forgiveness, pray, and he will always be there for us. And so we never have to hold and carry kind of like that burden. And then another one is Ephesians 1:4-6, which is that God has adopted us into his family, and that we are always God's children, that he will always be there for us, he will always look out for us, he will always provide for us, he will always make sure that we're taken care of, just like you said. Like, he is the only thing that like we ever need. He's the only person that is important. He's the only thing that matters, really. And then the last one is Hebrews 12:1-2, which is just a reminder to live for God and experience the joy that he has set out for us. Because like, guys, living with the joy of the Lord is like the best.
There's
like,
no
it is
better feeling.
It is the best feeling to know that no matter what happens in your life, you literally have somebody looking out for you, protecting you, like with you, strengthening you when you're like tired, who you can always lean on, who you can give your baggages to, like literally eternal bestie. Like there's nothing like the joy of the Lord, like genuinely.
Everything that we kind of said today reminds me of episode 1, because I think it will always be like that too. In every single episode, we will always say that God is your very best friend.
He is.
And that the topics that we can talk about are so incredibly hard to overcome and so exhausting, so draining, so whatever it is. Like, every topic that we talk about is like so close to the brokenhearted. It's so close to the people that are trying to overcome this certain topic or something. And we're trying to really talk about all these topics so that when we start to talk about other things, because I feel like it's so easy to judge on like social media. Like, everybody's so easy to be like, oh, they're talking about this, but they haven't talked about the struggles of like this feeling. So I think it's so nice that we talk about like the struggles first and how we can overcome them before we talk about anything else.
Guys, also be prepared, because our first couple episodes have been more about like personal situations and like applications and like things that like you might be struggling with, like Ariel said. But like, we will be like hitting y'all with the theology. Like, we're gonna be
all over the place.
We're like, at one point, definitely Arminianism and Calvinism will be, in fact, most likely a debate.
I honestly think we'll also start doing guests, maybe in like a couple episodes in the future.
Look forward to that.
I'm excited.
It's exciting. But we're just also continuing to grow. We're continuing to learn. We're continuing to just refine and get better. We spent so much time, you guys. We hope you know we really care about you guys. We want you guys to enjoy it.
No, facts.
And which maybe that's the people pleasing in me, but we want you guys to like
actually enjoy and like listen. Gosh. Like, I feel like since it was so echoey the first episode,
it was hard.
It's a little bit harder to like focus on like what we were talking about, and like even for us, like it was hard for us to like actually enjoy
like
the
listening
podcast. Because it was just like so irritating. And I think that's just for us too, because
to learn,
I guess it's easier for us to like judge our work because we're the ones
doing it.
But
we wanted to leave you guys with like a deep kind of reflection that even if you take like a couple minutes and you just think about it, this is like crazy, but this is like just relating to the topic of people pleasing, and then how you can start applying it into your life. And the first one is just kind of by like realizing this question and just going through it. And so the question is, who are you afraid of disappointing and why? And so this is something that you can kind of think about in your head, or if you want to like journal about it, you want to write it down, or you want to pray about it, you want to reflect about it, and just kind of like looking at different aspects of your life, and then realizing like who you're worried about disappointing, and then why, and then maybe how you can start overcoming that.
That's the biggest thing, is to overcome why you're people pleasing. That's all right.
I
was about to dab, oh my god.
But anyways,
so
thank you guys for watching, and
this one's a little bit of a faster episode, because it's just faster.
It's just whatever we feel like. It's whatever we think. It's whatever God's telling us. It's whatever topic we kind of think is.
This was also prophecies topic.
Yes.
So
this was very
it was more of her specialty, I guess. Her specialty. Like,
it is something that I've struggled with a lot, and so it's something I think that is important to talk about, especially from like a Christian perspective. Anyways. Anyways.
So thank you everyone for listening to our episode 2, and I hope that you guys stay along for our future episodes, especially since we will start, building up like our
everything.
Yeah, like our topics are gonna be more
everything. Yeah.
We'll like start having guests on the podcast and everything. So
yeah,
everything.
Yeah, so it'll be good. But yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah. So thank you again for supporting us, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye guys.